Anyway, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello? Yeah. Can you hear me? Sorry. I just realized I don't have. I'm sorry. Sorry. Restart that. My brain went on like bleh for a second.
Hello.
Hello.
There he is. Wait, there he is.
Nope. 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 You had it right first time. Oh, you're
Speaking.
recording. You're recording. That's correct. So that means I have my thing's falling. Wait. Am I pointing to you?
Yeah, pointing to me right now.
This feels so weird. Right now, I'm pointing to Vex and this random dude who's standing in front of Gilmore.
And I'm pointing to you.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm pointing at the door, but still.
Fair
Wait,
enough.
that way.
You're fine.
Anyway, welcome to a very overdue Blue Minds Think Alike.
Yes, it has been a moment, but
It's
we are
been a
back.
while.
Been a while.
Because Christmas is a chaotic time. I did say in the little update the Christmas time is a little chaotic and there might be some single episodes. Then they didn't happen.
Well, because it took us not long to realize that the reason we would be doing single episodes is because we all have a lot of personal shit going on, but the
Yep.
personal shit prevents us from doing single episodes. It's been a time.
Exactly. But we're here now
We are here.
to sum up 2023. Like a Blue Minds 2023.
I mean, as one does. What
We've
else are we
done
gonna
it
do?
previously 2 years ago.
This
We
is
were meant
true.
to do it last year.
We didn't do it last year.
We didn't.
Duly noted.
So this is the second time we've done this, and Lulu had to go and get sick.
Yes. Leo, stop being sick.
He's gonna literally write a message saying, "I can't help it," and we just go, "We know." Why? Bluey
Why, Miss American Pie?
drove my Chevy to the
Baby to the
levee.
levee, but the
Them good old boys.
singing, whisking, right, saying this will
This'll
be
be
the
the day
day
I
that I
die.
die.
Okay, what is one word to describe your 2023?
One word to describe 2023.
For
Oh
you.
boy. For me,
For you.
ooh,
Because I know my word.
there's a few words I could use. If I had to pick one, I would probably say enlightening.
Roller
That's
coaster.
that's two words.
No, it's actually one word. Roller coaster is hyphenated.
Fine then.
Yes, roller coaster's one word.
Fine.
Um, so a lot has happened 2023, Blue Mind wise and personal wise. We can
Yes.
choose, well, we're gonna go through both anyway, as much as we want to reveal for our personals, and obviously we'll go through Blue Minds as well.
Yes.
Should we start off with January?
Oh, we're doing this in a timeline order. Okay.
Should we do it in
Um,
timeline
uh,
order just to make it easier?
we can try to do it in timeline order. I can't guarantee
I have the
I'll.
channel up, it's fine.
Fair
Because I
enough.
can remember what we uploaded.
Okay.
And it's not as much as last year, but at the same time, we did do quite a bit, I will admit.
We have done quite a bit. Yes, that is true. That is true.
Because one way I'd describe my there would be another word to describe my 2023, and that is movies, because that has been major for me this year.
I mean, yeah, fair.
I have seen a lot of films this year. more than I had seen in 2021, because 2021 I went to the cinema 4 times. This year I've lost count.
There's yeah. There's a lot of times I went to the theater. Yeah. This year was it was an interesting year for movies. We had what did we
Yeah.
have? We had The Hunger Games,
Yeah.
which was amazing. I haven't seen Five Nights at Freddy's yet,
Speaking
but look, no, I was going to like when it was in theaters. So my friend said we had like a day on a Sunday we were gonna go see it, but then I was like, okay, like we're probably not gonna have the D&D game on that Sunday morning, and we end up actually having it.
It's also streaming, you know. Would have regretted leaving this at my parents' house.
But yes,
Covering myself in warmth.
yeah, my January. Oh,
So
what
my
happened?
January wasn't film related. January for Blue Clip was Hype Train.
Yes, we did do Hype Train. We're gonna do another one of those.
Yeah. And there was also Campaign 3 Review Part 3.
Yes, Lou and I need to do another one of those
Yeah,
because
you
oh
and Lou
boy.
need to do another one because a lot has happened since then.
Yes, it has.
Also, we talked about Comic-Con,
We talked about Comic-Con, yes.
and I think that's it for January.
Mhm.
Because we were in the period of coming back, but also getting back to work.
Yeah. February. Are we done with January?
Yeah, but not much happened for me in January.
All right. February, I have a lot to talk about.
You do, yeah.
But I'll let you go first because I'm probably gonna take up most of the time for
Okay.
February. I'll let you go
So
first.
February, I'll just go through blue lines first. February
Mhm.
was Lou started his Uncharted series.
Mhm.
Yeah, Lou started his Uncharted series. We really didn't do much Blue Mind Wires in February. My
Yeah.
February was mainly a lot of traveling, so I was mainly exhausted. So it wasn't traveling wise for like holidays and stuff, it was traveling for work. I had to cover
Yes.
so I was doing a lot of train travel.
But yeah.
But go for it. Go for February, my dude.
Okay, so February. Um, uh, Mid-February about I went down to Florida.
Yeah.
Because my alma mater, Full Sail University, had what they have every month. They have a behind the scenes tour. Um, which is it's usually in person, but during COVID it was online. At the
Mm,
time though that I went there in February, they had resumed in person stuff. But
yeah.
they have a science tour, which is basically like a tour of the campus, a tour of the facilities, and you get to choose like a prospective major or prospective area of study and do like a couple hands-on workshops with that to like learn more about the university, learn more about what it can do for you. At the time, I was already an alumni there. The reason I went back was A, because now that I've been graduated and I had like taken a bit of time to collect my thoughts. The idea existed at the time of moving back down there so I could like use the facilities for stuff and be closer to people in my degree field. Um, what I guess like the one major question was because this is at the time when I was trying to like focus on an industry job. I wasn't having a lot of luck with it. And so like, okay, what are the things I need to be doing that I can be doing better?
I think I'm just going to point this out when it comes to finding an industry job. This was what I learned. They look for a lot of experience that you don't have, even though you have the degree. And
No, you're right. And what and I kind and it kind of like going down there kind of taught me like I know and already knew kind of how to get a job. I have all these resources
yeah,
that the full that like the campus offers. Um uh both like in person and even online, so I can use even when I'm in Michigan.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I just have to use them. And so it was kind of like a wake up, like, okay, I know what it reminded me of what I kind of already knew. Um, yeah, but we did that. Before any of that happened, however, because this was actually not the first time I had gone to one of the behind the scenes tours.
Yeah.
Back in 2019, a couple months before I enrolled there,
Before
my
we
dad
even
and I,
met.
yes, before we even met actually.
Yeah.
My dad and I went down there for a tour because like this was when I was like getting serious about possibly going. Well, actually, I think at the time I was pretty much dead set on going to this university because like, hey, I want to work in entertainment media. This is an entertainment media school.
Yeah.
And so um again, we also looked at like some apartment complexes down there because we were considering me moving down there and being on campus. Um
COVID hit. And ruined
COVID
all.
wasn't COVID wasn't the reason why I didn't go down.
Obviously, yeah. But it would have
Um
affected 2020 for you.
I mean it would have affected, but it would have been like the same thing just down there. So it wouldn't really have changed like I don't know. But
Yeah.
anyway, and long story short, I ended up doing the online program. Um, but mom was like, okay, we're gonna go down there, we're gonna spend time. Um, but my mom was like, okay, when her and I went down there, we're like, okay, we're gonna also go because the campus is in Winter Park, which is not, relatively speaking, not too far from Orlando.
Right.
And so like, okay, let's go to Universal Studios. So we basically took like a week, and for like the first few days because it was the tour was on a Sunday. Our flight out was on Monday. Actually, no, the tour was on Sunday. Our flight out was Sunday evening. So there's only a bit of anxiety there of making sure we make our flight. But and so we got there on like Tuesday or Wednesday. Took a day to go to Islands of Adventure. Took a day to go to Universal Studios. Had an extra day after that for like basically whatever else we wanted to do. We mostly just hung out that day.
Yeah.
And then Saturday we got a cab and went up to Winter Park proper. And then early Monday morning was the thing. It's a tour, and then later that evening we went home.
Yeah.
But and so it was definitely something I needed, which is like, okay, what resources do I have? How do I find a job, be it in the industry or otherwise? And so February was definitely a good month for me.
Yeah. Do we go on to March?
Yes.
I have a little bit in here. So
Oh,
March was
one more thing about February.
go on.
Sorry. I also while we're there because we were there also that same weekend was my mom's birthday weekend.
Yeah.
And so we did like a few things there. One of the things we did was I I paid for both of us, paid for it for both of us, but
Mm.
on my treat went to Voodoo Donuts. On the city walk there, they had a Voodoo Donut shop. Voodoo Donuts, I swear to God, if you've never been to Voodoo Donuts, go to one. They had like the one that I went to on the city walk had it was a pastry type of thing. I don't think it had any cream filling. It had this weird like maple glaze frosting on top of it, and like not necessarily baked into the pastry itself, but it's like kind of set into the frosting were strips of bacon.
Right.
So yeah, apparently, and apparently I'm gonna slightly skip ahead a bit, but for good reason. I apparently, and Lou and I unfortunately never had the opportunity to test this out. Apparently, when we went to Portland for Rose City Comic Con, there was a Voodoo Donut shop that was like really close to the convention center to downtown Portland. Apparently, that Voodoo Donut shop, I was either they can like custom make them or they just sold them for some reason. Penis-shaped donuts. The reason I bring this, hey, I did not seek out this information. This information was brought to me.
I didn't say anything.
Yes, but you don't need to because I've known you long enough to know that face. Your face is like just disappointment.
The Yasmin facial expressions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you. What the fuck? Oh, for God's sake.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Here we go, electric boogaloo.
But no, at the Critical Role panel, one of the fans just said, like, so glad to have you guys back. Is it true that you guys only came back to Rose City this year because Voodoo Donuts has dick-shaped donuts? Someone said that to Laura because if you've ever seen Campaign 2 and you know what Jester is like, and then Laura was just like jaw drop, eyes wide open, was like, okay, I think someone and the panel started pulling out the phone to order donuts.
Send them to Laura.
Yeah, and then everyone's just like, well, Laura's just gonna get a bunch of dick donuts now.
And then Travis is just gonna be like, for fuck's
God
sake.
damn it, why must you torture me this
Why
way?
did you tell her? Right.
Yeah.
Should we now move on to March?
So yes, now moving on to March proper.
So March was our World Book Day video, which we don't do many book videos.
Because I don't read a lot of books.
Not a lot of us read, but we're getting there because Percy Jackson.
I haven't started watching it yet.
I haven't either. Yours and Lou's season 2 review for Vox Machina.
Yes.
And the beginning of mine and your character battle. Round 1 and round 2.
The epic character battle.
The character battle we began.
And that was the beginning of my descent into Destiny depravity.
It was. Because we realized how much you talked about Destiny and we need to get you more TV shows.
I'm not gonna lie, I like for reasons that I probably won't get into here because it's not the right place. But I'm actually debating on whether or not I even need to include the new Destiny expansion in my looking forward to list.
Yeah, I've got to write my looking forward to list. I've got to write my hype train.
Yeah.
Obviously, when it gets to the new year, we are going to do a hype train.
Yes. Hype train 2024. I definitely know one thing that technically isn't confirmed to be 2024, but probably will be.
But for me, there's quite a bit in March actually for me. How much is there in March for you?
Here's the thing. I can't remember much of what I'm going to go with probably not a lot because I can't remember much of what happened at that time. I remember what happened in February because it was a big thing.
Yeah. March, I got promoted.
Yay!
I got promoted and I stopped traveling. Thank God. Because they knew how much I hated it, but they hated sending me out there also. So it was a hatred on both ends because they were just like, we need her in a singular shop. So I took over a certain shop and then I bought myself an unlimited card.
Yeah.
And watched Dungeons and Dragons twice.
I remember
Because is that the first page in my book? Yes, it is. Literally release day and a couple of days into April.
the release date was a couple days in actually it was like April 5th, wasn't it?
No. 31st of March.
Wait, I remember because I remember we like got into argument bits like over this. Like I was
Yeah,
pissed
we
off.
did.
You got it a week early.
I did.
So yeah, for us, I'm pretty sure. I want to say it was
I
April
got a
5th.
lot of movies a week earlier than you did.
Well, and that's not even just because like you have that thing where you get to see movies early. It straight up released early in the UK.
Same for Five Nights at Freddy's. I got it 2 days early.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited. Like I really want to see that because like I know he's done like a couple TV shows, but I really want to see like what in like I want to see Josh Hutcherson return like ever since the Hunger Games. I want to see him return to like a big
I think
movie.
next year we're getting a Josh Hutcherson renaissance because he is in Beekeeper.
Okay.
He's the villain in Beekeeper, which is a Jason Statham movie.
Okay, yeah.
So we get villain era.
But I just recently binged the Hunger Games series. And so I know like Jennifer Lawrence has been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to see more.
She got a comedy this year. She got a comedy this year and she
I haven't seen that one yet.
She'd had her child.
Yeah. Apparently it's really good.
Oh, it is.
But so I want to yeah. But like I said, I want to see more of Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah, 100%. Because Josh Hutcherson, I feel like because he's been a child actor. We're like off tangent here, but just because of this. Because he's been a child actor. He was a child actor. So he's tried to fall into like the category of not being the typical, like, because a lot of child actors fell off the rails and like went through a lot of horrible shit. He's always tried to hold himself with decorum and like pride for what he does. And he did a couple of TV shows. He did some directing. So he kind of took a back seat, which I think is a healthy thing to do.
To like.
And then he got FNAF.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, because I think he was at the point of just like, he wanted to do more directing. Then he got FNAF and he's just like, okay, I'm getting a taste of this again.
Yeah. Because like, one thing that proved he can act in a not child role and do great at it was the Hunger Games. Because like, even though like the whole plot of the Hunger Games is you're sending young people to die and fight in a even though like at some points the rebellion hadn't started yet, was effectively a war. Like he can prove to be both a childlike person because if you look at Peter's journey, he goes from being this like scared kid to like
we're gonna need a full episode on this.
We are. That's the
Me
second
and you Hunger Games timeline.
No, that's. I mean, I thought it was gonna be a Josh Hutcherson episode. That's another episode. Write this down, Yasmin. Write this down.
Yasmin. But yeah, that was mainly my March because it was when I got promoted. So I started trying to put myself in a new environment and clean it up because my shop, I do as I please. And then I got myself a cinema card because I'd literally said, I only saw four movies that year. And I wanted to see more. So the last movie I saw, which was in 2022. Oh God, what was the last movie I saw?
In 2022?
It was Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness? Didn't that come out in like April?
No. That was 2022.
No, I know. No, I'm saying like of 2022.
Yeah. That was the last movie I saw.
Okay, then.
Up until Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow.
Yeah. You could tell I couldn't afford to go to the cinema until I got the unlimited card. Okay. April.
My birthday.
Your birthday!
Yeah. Other than that, I can't think of anything.
What did we do Blue Minds wise? We recreated our top 10 video games list 2 years later.
Yes, we did.
We had our one and only, even though I haven't sorted anything else out. Our one and only Blue Minds and Wales crew playing Last of Us video.
Yes.
We also had quite a bit. Me continuing Dreamlight Valley finally.
Mm-hmm.
You tricked us into doing another quiz.
I remember that.
And
That's
then
fun.
we took BuzzFeed Quizzes D&D edition.
I only remember one. I remember.
Oh,
one
and we also had the D&D review.
movie review. Yes, that was your thing. Because I don't actually was I part of
I
that?
think we had some more stuff as well. Hang on, I'm just gonna check this date real quick. Shoosh. That doesn't have an that just tells me 7 months ago. There we go. That was in May. Okay, so that doesn't count. So yeah, we had our D&D movie review as well.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, April was my Super Mario Bros. Where I finally went to see Super Mario Bros. Because people had been telling me to go and see it.
I still need to see it.
Saying people kept on saying it was really good. It was really good. I just needed to see it once. But the main thing was my double page spread on Renfield.
Oh God.
So Renfield like 3 times.
We ventured into Renfield territory now.
I went into Renfield territory because I loved the film so much, and I think it's so underrated because here's the thing. There are I said this in the review where there was plenty of things that could have been changed about the story, but it still made sense.
Yeah.
Like it was still a good watch, and they definitely had some great action sequences. Story could have been worked on, but then again, that was a problem majorly for the year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a writing gap. But then again, we found out the writers went on strike later on that year, so it all made sense.
Yeah.
Writers were fucking fed up. And that was my period of getting into American birthday cake ice cream.
Yeah.
So good. Baskin Robbins is so good.
Baskin Robbins always finds out.
Too true, too true. Anything else to cover?
Nothing I can think of. Did anything else happen?
Not in April.
Okay. May.
Okay. I'll go for blue minds first.
Yeah, give you a second to think of what my May was like.
So my Renfield review actually dropped in May. We had our round 3 with Lou where we all tied for 1 point.
Character battle.
I fucking finally released the bowling vlog.
Oh, yes.
I did do that. So that was that. Also,
how many times did I get called a cheater at bowling? Huh? Why don't you talk about that, Yasmin, huh?
look, I can't say nothing.
You don't need to, because you already did. Hey.
I already did. I was salty as fuck. That was happening. Because you said, oh, I'm totally shit at bowling. All of a sudden, me and Lou just go, cheat.
I did not cheat.
I had
beginner's luck. I had beginner's luck for the first game, and then everything after was crap, and yet you still called me a liar.
It wasn't just me.
I never said it was just you, but you're the only one here right now.
We'll talk to Lou another time.
Lou, get in here.
Also, just to also put this into May. One last ride. Guardians 3.
Yes. Oh.
I was fucking crying.
what that like I'll let you know right now, and you and all the viewers watching get some inside knowledge on how like pretty much all campaigns going forward I run will be run. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again: the Guardians of the Galaxy is the perfect, even though it's a different setting, it's a perfect example of how a D&D party's campaign arc should go. They meet not because of desire, because of common circumstance. They deepen the relationships with each other, and those relationships are tested and then reforged through that hardship. And then they figure out, hey, we're no longer in a place where we need to be doing these adventures. Where do we go from here? You know? But like one thing I will, sorry, to go back onto the movie itself,
Go on.
is like I cannot say enough good things about this movie. I remember at first, initially, I was off put. Like Rocket was barely in it at all until like the last quarter, last third of the film.
But
But then
for a very valid reason, by the way.
yeah, for a very bad reason. But then, like I remember, I watched the first time. I'm like, that was one of like my few gripes at the first time. But then, like as I watched like the second time and then a third time, I'm like, it's actually a good thing because, like, yeah,
Yeah.
because like the whole reason they went on the quest in the first place was to save rockets. It was along the way they got tied up with the High Evolutionary,
Yeah.
and then they're like, okay, Rocket is safe now. We have to finish the job and save our friends. Like, had Rocket like woken up halfway through the film, okay, you've like, okay, Rocket's back. Let's finish the job. You have to make that finish the job swing go through half of the film, which you can't do.
Which is why you have him wake up near the third act,
Yes.
which is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Made more sense. As long as it makes sense, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we go on to June?
Yes. June. What happened in June?
I'll talk about mine briefly in a bit, but what celebrities did we want to meet? What me and Lou call iconic. I got to see Carrie Hope Fletcher in concert,
I remember that.
and I'm going to see her again next year.
Hey.
And she's actually coming to York, so I don't have to travel to Sheffield on a strike day.
Oh.
If you don't know what happened, basically go watch the video. But also, I went with my friend to go and see Carrie in Sheffield. We thought it would be a simple train trip. No, it was a strike day. So we stayed overnight, and we traveled at 5 o'clock in the morning to get to work. So
Oh dear.
fabulous, fantastic. Wade started his Mass Effect series, which there's only 2 episodes of.
Wait, there's two. I thought I only released one.
You released 2. You did
Look,
a part 1, part 2 out of it.
I remember I filmed like 3 parts or something like that, a couple
You just
parts.
didn't release the 3rd.
Well, no, stuff got in the way, and then I also realized, okay, here's a bet. Like I have a once I have my PS5 back again, and
Yep.
I play through the backlog of PS5 games that I've been waiting to play for 3 months now. I'll get back on that series, but I actually
Yeah.
like I know we mentioned this before, but like okay, here's how to do it. Record like for a Mass Effect series, I'll probably record the entire first game. That way I have the footage and then edit it up like that.
Mm.
But yeah, I will
Yeah.
get back into that.
Yeah. Also, we played the name game.
What was the name game again?
We just named a bunch of things to do with categories. We did a random episode.
Oh yeah,
The
that one.
filler. And then our review for Spider-Verse falls into that because we had Spider-Verse and Little Mermaid at that point.
Spider-Verse is so good.
And then, oh shit, I had the secret screening as well for Elemental a month early. Yeah, June was that was the month. Uh, Beginning of the month, I had a family member pass away. So that was fun. I was lucky because like the thing was I got the call during work and they just sent me home and then I came back the next day and like there were a couple of management were meant to come, like one management member was meant to come in. Almost all of them came in. They each gave me a hug and bit of comfort and they said if there's anything we can do, we're here for you. They just wanted me to be okay. So it was a difficult time and like everything happened in June, but also June was my birthday, so it was a bit of a hard birthday
Yeah.
for me. Um, that's all I think I will share.
So on to July.
Oh, you've got nothing in June?
I barely remember what has happened. Honestly, ever since from most of the year, ever since I moved into the apartment.
Okay, that's fair enough. I mean,
I will.
yeah, I think my June was heavily based on the loss of the family member.
Yeah.
So I was very recluse and like I did I tell you guys as soon as? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Because I feel like I did tell you guys in that month.
I can't remember when I was specifically when I was told. It was a
Yeah.
while ago.
I was hoping it was in the month because I would have told you guys straight away, knowing me.
Yeah.
Okay, July. So July for us was the drawing video.
Yes, the drawing video.
Um
That was a fun one.
that was a fun one. Reacting to the second episode of the podcast because that was 2 years later.
Yes.
Talking iconic movie scenes, TV scenes, and video game scenes. And I believe that was also when I started the Five Nights at Freddy's series.
You know what we should do
What?
to go off on a tangent? Hey, check out Tangent, the Off Topic podcast. Shameless plug. I was gonna say because like you mentioned like the I like lists of scenes in movies or video games we would call iconic.
Yeah.
I just now had this idea. Any t What we should do? We need to make like a BTS video of
Mm.
just hey, here's a compilation of every time we have like a video of like hey, here's like a list of stuff that involves like video games or D&D or anything, and every time I just like bulldoze the rules of what we set for ourselves.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When I get an outlet to talk about my favorite thing, I can't not stop myself from talking about my favorite thing.
Yeah, we know. Um, July was also just, I think it was just a like relaxation period for me, specifically because of like June was like the avalanche.
Yeah.
July was like the I need a moment. Oh,
July, oh,
July
so
was
you
Barbenheimer.
July was that.
July was
July,
Barbenheimer.
I became a psychic. Have I told you that story?
I don't think you have.
So, do you want to hear the story of how I unknowingly guessed that my brother and his wife were expecting?
Oh my God, you did tell me this.
Yeah, I'll say it again for the video.
You do it.
So basically, my brother's birthday is around the end of July, and I can't remember if it was like on the day or like a day or two before, or after, or sometime close to his actual birthday.
Mm.
He lives like an hour and a half, maybe even like 2 hours north of like me, my mom, and my dad. We all
Yeah.
live relatively close to each other. And so the three of us, we all drove up there. And met like him, his wife, his in-laws, and a bunch of like their like friends, for a lunch and for like a birthday party. And I remember the gift I got in him at the so basically it was at the time my actually no, it was like the week before, I think. My aunt and uncle went down from Pennsylvania. Now my aunt is a huge was also a huge fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. And I told her, hey, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 like just got released on streaming services. I'll buy it and we can like watch it together. One thing led to one, and so we watched the movie, one thing led to another, and it got brought up that my brother has like an actual record player. And
Yeah.
he has a vinyl for volume 1 and another vinyl for volume 2 for like the soundtracks of each. And she was like, oh, go get, and like through that I was like, oh, I'll go get him a vinyl for volume 3. So I go get him the vinyl. A couple days later, my aunt and uncle head back to Pennsylvania, and it's literally about an hour because I was staying with my mom at the time, and we were gonna meet everyone up there. About an hour before we like are like hard done if we have to leave now or else we'll be late. I'm like, I don't have a bag for this gift or like tissue paper. So I'm gonna go get one. Thankfully, there's like a Dollar General like 2 feet down the road from my mom's condo. So I just went there. It took me a moment to find wrapping paper. It's not with the gifts. It was with the construction supplies. Sorry, with the like school construction paper type of supplies, not with the gifts for some reason. And when I say gift paper, I mean like when you put stuff in a bag, there's like really thin paper you put to like disguise what's in the bag,
Yeah.
That type of paper, not like present wrapping paper. But anyway, I'm getting it. And so I'm like, okay, I'll send you a bag that's like big enough because it's a full-size record. And I saw this bag on the wall. I'm like, I knew I had to have it just as a joke. It was a bag. It was a yellow bag. The picture of a stork carrying like a baby, like a lovely thing. I'm just like, I this might be going too far, but I can't not get this as a joke for them. So I got it as a joke. And so we get in, and I remember when we were in this like pizza place. It's like a pizza place, but like a fine dining version of it. And I was sitting against the wall. And I specifically, I'm like, okay, when we get to presents, I specifically don't want my bag to be seen because I gotta do the reveal of the bag. So I said like at my feet, like kind of under the table so no one can really see it. My dad and my mom, like I told them what it was, and they were like, they laughed.
Yeah.
The time comes, I'm like, okay, let me know. Like, I told them I did not intend to get this bag. But as soon as I saw it, I just had to get it as a joke. And I pulled out the bag, they just died laughing. About like a couple weeks later, this was actually like, no, it was about a week later. Because it was right before Lou flew in.
Yeah.
Because
that was August.
My brother and his wife, they were heading actually like an hour or so south of us, so they had like a 3-hour drive because they were going to like one of their friends was down there doing like some show or something, and they were gonna go see it. On the way, they said that they were going. They said they were gonna stop by my mom's condo because back for her birthday in February, because she was out of town, they can't give her the birthday presents. And every time since then that we've been like together, they keep forgetting because they had the presents. They keep forgetting to bring it, and so they're gonna bring it. So they come by. It's like a small bag. I'm sitting in the kitchen. My mom is sitting in the chair facing away from me, so I can't see her face. I can see her back. I see her pull something out of the bag, and she goes like that, like she's like in shock. And I'm like, okay, she only does she doesn't do that specific thing often, so something must have happened. And then like I start to glance up as I'm towards my brother and his wife who are sitting next to him. As I'm doing glancing up, a thought starts forming. I finish the glance, the thought finishes. I'm like, there's only one thing it could be. I walk over, it's a mug that says Grandma EST 2024. And that was when I learned that they already knew that they were expecting at the party, and and then when I showed them the bag, they were like, "How did he figure this out?" I did it. I just complete coincidence that I happened to jokingly get a bag with a stork on it. And so like
Sounds like you.
yeah, my brother's mother-in-law, she knew because they like because she's like a retired like nurse or something, and so they like, okay, what do we do now? And so they told us so that they could get like advice on stuff.
Mm.
Before they told the rest of the family. So, but they and their mother-in-law were the only three people who knew at the party. And then I was like, okay, I guess apparently I'm a psychic now. But yeah,
Jesus.
that was a longer tangent than
Yeah.
I intended for to happen. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like I said, though, I get talking.
I know. Anyway, we get to August.
I'll let you go first because this is when my year properly starts.
Yeah, we got you and Lou Gen Con.
Yes.
What if we wrote a TV show? And then my delve into Lorcana.
Into what now?
Lorcana, the Disney card game,
Yes.
which I will do more content on next year.
But yeah.
Personally for me, not much happened. Like, nah, it's just mostly same old, same old.
Yeah. But yeah, for me and Lou, Gen Con,
Yeah.
which was very fun.
Met Matthew Lillard, you absolute.
We met Matt Lillard, yes.
I was salty. I was very
Hey, it's
salty.
that fucking guy.
It's William Afton.
No, we told you of like the line of how like we met him like initially,
Yeah,
right?
you told me.
But we met him by accident.
As I say, you met William Afton before I did.
Yes, we met Luis.
Yep.
We met Luis like 5 times. We went with the exception of the giant one-shot adventure because before we even knew it, before it was even announced, tickets have been sold out. Which I'm still salty about. It's okay, I still met Erica. But yeah, that was the only one we didn't go to. But everything else, every single one of the recent events we went to, where a lot of people met. Yeah, we met Ginny D, met D&D Shorts, played Lou's very first ever in-person D&D game was run by Jason Charles Miller.
Yes.
And that was when I further cemented my nickname as the resident neighborhood arsonist. Because I don't actually, I'm not wearing it right now. It's in my hamper still. I got a shirt there the late that day that says, it just says Fireball when you absolutely positively have to kill every motherfucker in the room. Because literally, like the whole plot of that one shot was we were defending a castle.
I feel like I need to make you a shirt just that basically says I'm an arsonist.
Yeah, but yeah,
then has dice, so it's D&D related, and it's all fine.
Oh, trust me, I already have the Hellfire Club dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like basically we were defending a castle from invasion, and at one point like the first wave of like enemies comes in and we defeat them all. And then another group of guys that we can only partially identify. And without even thinking, I'm just like fireball. Like fireball.
If you want to hear the rest of this story, it's in the Gen Con video.
I want to tell it now. Bang. Don't unplug my headphones.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
to be honest, you've told this in the Gen Con video.
I know, but I want to and it's fun to talk about Gen Con. It was fun.
I get it, don't worry. I mean, you also played with my heartstrings.
Well, how did I do that?
There was a guy called Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah. Did I tell that video? Did I tell that in the Gen Con video?
I think you did.
This one's a short video. I can tell really short.
Basically, he said, "Oh yeah, Matt Ryan's here," and I'm just like, "What? Constantine's there? No way!" And then he just goes, "Well, no, there's a guy called Matt Ryan."
Yeah, we were standing in line waiting
for you asshole.
We were standing in line waiting for I can't remember which panel, and one guy we were standing next to was named Matt Ryan.
Yeah. One thing I did realize, two things did happen kind of for me, because it was Haunted Mansion and my Blue Beetle era.
I still haven't seen that either.
See it 4 times.
More than Renfield.
Yeah. Don't worry, FNAF is the ultimate.
Don't worry, we'll get to FNAF soon.
We'll get to FNAF. Yeah. we'll get there.
What month is that?
October.
Fair enough. We got one more month in between. Anyway. Yep. But yeah, that was August. Would you like to start off with September? Because you know where I'm going with mine.
Well, part of my September is involved with yours as well. Trail.
What?
Lou's birthday trail.
Yes, that.
Okay. So September. What was September for us? Okay, so it was just a continuation of a couple of things. We had the finale of the character game.
The finale of the character game, yes, we did.
And then it was just me continuing FNAF series. Yeah, that's about it for that. Mine was mainly The Creator, because that was the only movie I saw in September. I didn't really like it. It was interesting, but it wasn't the greatest that it was hyped up to be, which is unfortunate. And then I planned Lou's birthday surprise, which went kind of in an opposite direction to what it was meant to go to.
Well, because initially what the thing was we were going to play, it ends up with us playing laser tag.
Yeah, and you guys didn't go play laser tag.
Well, we weren't able to play laser tag for some reason.
Yeah.
But I remember we did something else. Like it was either an escape room or no, I remember
go-karting.
We went go-karting with Crazy.
Yeah, because like the only reason because we were saying what would be cheap and good to do for Lou, it would have been the laser tag, because he enjoys that, and he didn't get to do it in York when he was here. So
yes, we went laser tagging.
We thought we'd make up for that by letting him laser tag in the US, and he still hasn't done it. So we still need to take him laser tagging.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
We went go-karting. I almost got a concussion. That was fun. But yeah, September. Is there anything else you have for September, or should I get started?
I think you should just get started, because we know it's a hell of a month for you.
Yes, September, Lou's birthday thing. We had that, but also
which I organized, by the way. They just
you did.
Because here's the thing, though you and Coda were just like, oh, we want to do something for Lou's birthday. We don't know what we're gonna do. And then you kept on saying we don't know what we're gonna do. And then I'm just
Well,
like,
no, here's the
right,
thing.
give me the
We
reins.
had ideas.
But they were just ideas.
They were either illegal, immoral, or would send Lou into a panic attack.
So what did I have to do? I had to step in and be the moral.
Yes, you did. I noticed this before. We were going because one of the stories that we like to bring up a lot, like in conversation, is the story of Troy's bachelor party. And so I showed that to
You
Coda.
wanted to do Troy's bachelor party, but it would send Lou into a panic attack.
We were gonna jokingly kidnap Lou.
Lou's gonna hear this now, by the way.
I'm aware. No, Lou already knows.
Yeah.
Lou already knows what we're planning to do. I was gonna be like, okay, we pick him up at Home Depot. I'm drive him to my house. I'm blindfolded. I'm take him on the boat, drive around the lake for a bit, so he thinks we drove somewhere on a boat.
Yeah. And then I was just like, okay, no. And I bet he was like, thank God Yasmin took over.
Yeah.
Because like I just created a little scavenger hunt within, like, I didn't even know the mall that you guys had sent. I just went off of a map,
Yes.
which went all right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had to pull the map up, so like I knew, okay, where's this store? Which direction are we going?
Yeah. Like I sort of knew it better than you did somehow. And then we revealed it to him and he was just like, you. And I was just like, me. Because I had to get you and Coda in control to just go, do you want to spend that much money? Okay, let's budget you a little bit. Like, I'm the person to talk about budgeting, yet I'm the one with also slipping into the overdraft occasionally.
Yeah.
But that's bills. That's bills.
That's the beginning of September. End of September, me and Lou at Rose City.
Yeah. Oh God.
Which we met Critical Role.
Yeah, you did.
Somehow bullshit our way into. I got to like the story of us getting the autographs we got is a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Have I told that on the podcast?
You haven't had a video of that yet, because what I was going to do was going to be there and interview and kind of like, because you guys would just go on tangents about it. I was going to have like a controlled kind of interview where I was basically going to ask you about it in steps so you could articulate your stories better. Because I know Lou would just be going nuts.
Yeah.
So I was going to be like the person in the middle, just like, okay, so what was your first day at Rose Comic-Con like? And then you would have gone through that. And who did you meet first? That story.
The first person we met, I actually don't remember because I know Critical Role was not there until Saturday.
Yeah.
And the con started on Friday. So what we did on Friday.
They did Saturday, Sunday only, didn't they?
Yeah. It's Saturday, Sunday only. Lou and I didn't even actually go to the con on Sunday.
Because you were broke.
Well, not even to say that. Like, we could have gone to the con and like walked around and like, yeah. But like, so basically on what we did is on Sunday, sorry, no, on Friday we met Jordan, who on top of being just an awesome dude, like the connections Jordan had and how they would help for us is like insane. So, I mean, Jordan's never been like secret about this, so it should be fine saying it here. But this guy Jordan, he lives in California and works in like a elderly care home. One of like the people he like takes care of is Steve Blum's mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so like he hadn't ever met Steve Blum in person, but like they know like of each other kind of. And Steve Blum
obviously that's the only context we'll give.
Yeah, that's the only context like I'll give. And so we were waiting in line. I don't remember if it was in line for a panel or something, or in line for just like to get into the convention. But like he was next to us and we got talking, made friends with him.
Yeah.
And so we went to see Blum's panel. we got like each of us got like because Jordan, he got like a couple of things for himself, a couple things for his for some friends who like wanted something signed by Steve Bloom,
Yeah.
a thing for me and a thing for Lou, all for free.
That's
because like
nice.
because like Steve Bloom knows Jordan. Like it was the first time they'd met in person, but like yeah, and so like it was like Steve saying thank you for all of it.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. But like Jordan's like he's a critter. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Um Saturday was the big day when Critical arrived. So
Here we go.
this is when it starts. So basically we got there like it's like the night before because me, Jordan, and Lou, we all knew we were gonna go to Critical Role panel, and we want to be there early so we can get good seats.
Yeah. And obviously, the photo shoots and stuff were sold out at the time.
Yes, we're sold out of time.
Yeah.
Lou and I, I'll get on that in a second.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But and so like we decided we're like okay, based on like past experiences both like at Wales and at Rose City and stuff, gotta get there early. It's really early because Critical Role.
Yeah.
Because like people know Critical Role and people are gonna line up early.
To try and get a front row seat.
And so basically, yeah, we got there early. Lou and I think we set our alarm for like 5 or 5:30 in the morning.
Which we did for Comic-Con.
Yeah. By like 6 or 6:15, we were out the door.
Yeah.
We get there, we immediately get hop in line. I made sure to have my laptop and headphones fully charged so I could finish while I was waiting, finish the most recent episode of Critical Role. What?
I'm just gonna say, Wales Comic-Con, you finished Stranger Things. Rose City Comic-Con, you were finishing Critical.
Yeah. And we get there, and like the three of us had all made plans to like meet there at the time. I can't remember what time the doors exactly opened, but like basically by the time Lou and I got there was like 2 or 3 hours until the doors were to open to let people into the convention center.
Yeah.
We literally the night before had mapped out, okay, we enter from here, here's where the panel's gonna be, here's the quickest routes. And we basically like what the proper etiquette at conventions, and we all know this, is like if you're trying to the group, don't walk ahead of anyone, like stay with the group, you know?
Yes.
We made like a pact, like, hey, for this specific panel, just run. If we get separated, we all know exactly where we're going, how to get there. Whoever gets there first saves the spot for the other two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we all understood the agreement. So like if we got separated in the path there, which we did for the most bullshit of reasons.
Yeah.
Actually for two bullshit reasons, one of which I'm annoyed about, the other is just happenstance. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so like we're waiting there, we're messaging Jordan, like, hey, where are you? No response. Because Jordan hadn't shown well, like this was when we were waiting to get into the convention center in like early morning.
Mm-hmm.
There's no response. Because like I don't think we had gotten each other's Discord yet, but like we followed each other on Twitter so we could direct message.
Yeah, so you could still do that.
Yeah, so we could still talk. It gets to be like close to 7, and Jordan was just waking up, and I'm like, we said we were gonna be here early. Like joking, of course, like no harm, no foul. We're all
yeah. Because obviously everyone's having fun at the end of the day.
Yeah. And then Jordan was like, what time have you guys been there? And like, we woke up at like 5:30, and Jordan's just like, you guys are crazy. But a few minutes later, Jordan.
Panel experience we've learned from con experience.
Yeah. A few moments later, Jordan walks up. He had made like, with what he was able to put together, like a discount Molly Mark cosplay.
Oh my god.
Slight possible spoilers for campaign 3. It was basically like he had the tiefling horns. He had a pair of like aviators that were shaped like stars and were slightly tinted red. he had a Hawaiian shirt on and like some sort of necklace, and he had like a cane. He was Mollymock, and he was selling timeshares on Ruinous, is what he said he was doing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
He actually like he asked all the when we went up to the customers, he was like, "Hey, you want to buy a timeshare on Ruinous?" Marisha said yes. But yeah, and so like that was that. We got inside, got through the panel. It was at that moment I learned the best. There are, depending on what you want to do at a panel, there are two possible spots for the best seats. Either way at the front, like in the front row. Well, obviously not the very. Actually, no, we did get to be the front row. We just had to be on the side because the front middle is like reserved for ADA.
VIPs and stuff.
Yeah, like I think the front row is reserved for disabilities.
Yeah, which
then I
is
think,
always
like-
good. Which is always good
Yeah,
because a
which is
lot of
very
us would
good.
say like disability, learning wise, or like
Yeah, they like to go to
physical,
cons.
mental need a space.
Yeah. And then like a couple rows like behind that, or like VIPs or reserved seats or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. Or what I granted, like Lou obviously wanted to be right up to the action, which like is fair, and I kind of did too. If like it was up to me, I would prefer to sit about the middle because that's where the mic
my
was.
go-to cinema.
That's I usually sit in the far back in the cinema. For the panel, I want to sit near the middle because that's where the mic was. And
Cinema for me is always the end seat near the middle staircase on the middle rows, because people have to get past you to go to the bathroom, so you just move your knees. That's all you need to move. And second of all, if you need to go somewhere, you have easy access and you're not bothering anybody.
Yeah, like what I wish I could have done is because like there's a question I've wanted to ask Liam for a while now, and I forgot to ask him when I got the autograph signing.
God damn.
Yeah, but anyway, and so we do that thing. Lou and I had gotten solo photos with each person, and Lou had a full cast photo. And so after the panel, we went kind of like hung out a bit in the show floor, and then took us like a couple hours so to do all the photos.
Yeah.
And then there was the autographs. So with Lou and I, for some reason, when they had that VIP early access, we did not, for some reason, get autographs at that time. I don't know why. We decided like we'll wait to get them. And so we basically go on. But basically what we'd gotten was we ended up with, because we each got two, we tried to each get two for each person. Lou and I, we each got all in all, for Travis, no, sorry, no, for Taliesin, for Marisha, and I want to say
Marisha, Sam was in
Sam,
Laura
Sam,
and Travis I saw.
Yeah. No, for Taliesin, Marisha, and Sam, we each had two. No, sorry, we each had four.
Yeah.
For Liam and Travis,
yeah,
we had two each. Well, we had the two altogether. We had nothing for Matt, Laura, or Ashley. Jordan had all I guess for everyone. And what we asked this like in a couple of ways to a couple of different people. Like once it's so, even if you walk up and have money, they won't sell it to you.
Wow.
However, we found a loophole.
Oh no.
We found a loophole.
Do we give this loophole away on the internet?
We can. I'll say it, and we can edit it out if we need to.
Okay. You can tell me at the end whether you want to keep it or not.
Okay. Well, it's technically not like actually enough. Anyway, and so what happened was, so like we get all the autographs for like the people we had stuff for. Initially some of our autographs were for Sunday and some others were for Saturday.
Yeah.
They were like, you can still use the Sunday autographs on Saturday. Like it'll be fine either way. So we got autographs for everyone on Saturday, and like we had nothing to do on Sunday. But what we had was, because Jordan had autographs for everybody, we were just what they were doing was before you could get in the line, you had to like show like the attendant there, like your like QR code or something.
Yeah.
If you didn't have one, you couldn't get in. We were somehow able to be like, it's a combination of, hey, we're like part of the same group together with Jordan,
Okay.
and a combination of what the thing was. So they don't sell like new like autographs or like photos or anything. That's
Did they only do
how
the sales online?
well no,
Okay.
so they do the stuff online and in person.
Okay.
I think I can't remember. However,
I'm just
for
specifically thinking for Rose, because obviously Comic-Con you could
I
pay
know,
at the door.
I know, but for Critical Role, because everything was sold out for them, they were like given the fact that even if you show up right then and there, you still
They
can't buy
weren't
it.
taking walk-ups.
They didn't take walk-ups because they're already sold out. What we were able to do though, and I don't see why they didn't offer walk-ups if they're offering this. You can't, there's no walk-ups. However, if you already have a ticket, you can or like have like all you have purchased, you could purchase like, I can't remember what it's called, like a companion ticket, which is like, hey, it's basically, hey, I have one. I want to purchase an add-on to
Okay.
it. And so basically was like, hey, we want to purchase, hey, here's my ticket for Matt. I want to purchase 2 add-ons. Lou and I would hand the money and our items to be signed. Yeah. It got to the point eventually because at a certain point, because they had some more photo shoots, where they like some of them had to leave. The photo
Yeah.
shoots happened, and then like later in the day, it was like 5 p.m. at this point. Their photo shoots weren't supposed to last until like past like 2 or 3. Um, we were at Ashley. Which is when we did the first thing for like, hey, here's the add-on ticket. We go to Matt next because his line was the next shortest.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay. And at that point, they were just like, fuck it. We don't care if you have a ticket or not. Here, buy the other one. But yeah, so that's another long tangent I just had.
That's fair enough. Now do we go to October?
Yes, October.
So I have to put this in for Lou, because Lou obviously went home from the US, but he also had Critical Role live in London.
That is true.
So that's Lou.
That is true.
We had a milestone of 100 episodes.
Yay!
We had hit the milestone. And then there was the little update about possible things going into the Christmas period, because we know what we're like at Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was starting in November, obviously, because everybody starts their Christmases
Yeah.
in mid-October, November, which I think is stupid. Personally, I think is stupid. Businesses, I get why they do it. I just wish they'd get Halloween out the way first. Because people say Halloween's only one day. I get that, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that celebrate Halloween for a month.
Yes, no, Halloween. Like once October starts, then you can start like selling decorations and decorating for Halloween stuff. Last day of October is Halloween. Awesome, that's good. After that is Thanksgiving.
Yep. Not for the UK, it isn't.
I don't care.
Everyone just gets out Christmas. I don't. I don't get mine out until the 1st of December.
Good, thank you.
Because my tree's still up and it's not coming down until probably the day before the 6th of January.
My tree probably won't go down until my dad says, hey, I'm coming over clean.
I mean, I might take it down tomorrow, but still, I will take it down before the 6th of January, because there's the thing of, if it's not down by the 6th of January, there's bad luck. But
yeah.
I've got enough bad luck anyways.
Yeah, October, I moved into my apartment.
October, I dressed up as Wednesday Addams.
Yeah.
And I spent 6 nights at Freddy's.
6.
6.
Fair.
So when it came to Five Nights at Freddy's, I said I was going to watch the movie, and if I really liked it, I would go for namesake of watching it 5 times. I ended up doing the games total of the 5 nights and 6 night. I didn't do the custom night.
Yeah.
But what was crazy also, because so the first 3 times I went to see it was the day after the opening day, which was the 26th, because I got it 2 days early. The actual release date, which I last minute bought VIP tickets for because I had just worked a harsh day and I wanted out, and I was just like, am I waiting half an hour for a bus? Fuck no, I'm gonna go and get food and see Five Nights at Freddy's. And it was my Halloween movie.
Nice.
But what was the craziest thing? So if people know, they know these photos.
Yes.
Especially this photo right here.
Mm-hmm.
That
Oh,
photo
yeah.
got reposted by Blumhouse.
I remember that. Yeah.
It got reposted on Blumhouse's Instagram story, and I lost my shit. So, I mean, I took those photos just because it was funny. I brought Fredbear because it was funny. I had him sit next to me in the seat, and it was funny. No one had booked the seat next to me. But it was still funny.
You just sat there like, I'm ready to be scared of my life.
Here's the thing. Like, I was there with my coat as a blanket and Fredbear just in case I needed a squeeze or a cuddle. It was a great movie. I didn't get too scared. But then again, the scary is in the context of the film.
True. I haven't like played the games or seen the film.
You have a lot to learn, my friend.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so that was mainly my October, which was Five Nights at Freddy's and Halloween, because Halloween is my favorite time of year. It's not Christmas, it's Halloween. Because Halloween is just fun.
Yeah.
And then anything in October for you apart from Lou leaving?
Well, I moved into my apartment, which, I'll probably, I don't know, but yeah.
November?
November.
November
Nothing.
wasn't much. November was just my Five Nights at Freddy's review. You had an episode on Destiny, which was the first single episode, and we took some BuzzFeed quizzes, and then that's it for Blue Mind content for the year.
Yeah, once I can, hopefully pretty soon, once I like know I have another job, and I can like afford to keep paying for Premiere, I'll get parts 2 and 3 up and recorded.
Yeah. For me, it was mainly getting ready for Christmas. Yeah, mainly getting ready for Christmas, getting some staff trained up and like to handle the Christmas period because Christmas temps and stuff like that. So I had to focus on that a little bit. And what else? Oh, Hunger Games. Hunger Games, The Marvels, and Wish.
The Marvels, yes. Hunger Games was very good. Marvels was decent.
The thing that made The Marvels for me was Iman Vellani.
Yes.
She made that movie 100%. Yeah. Wish was really good for a Disney 100 movie because it was mainly making references, which is fair.
Fair.
And then Did I do anything else? Not really.
December.
Christmas.
Christmas, which I won't really get into it like here while we're recording, but I had a good Christmas for several reasons.
I did have a good Christmas as well, but I had a stressful December because Christmas period in retail.
Oh
If
yeah,
any of you know what Christmas period is like in retail, it is hell on earth because
oh yeah,
everybody wants their gifts. Everybody wants them when they can get them.
oh yeah.
I had to give deadlines to people because at the same time, while I'm making their gifts, I'm also trying to sort out that they can get them on time. And if you try and order something a day before Christmas, sorry, but no.
Yeah.
Also for me it was Wonka.
I still haven't seen that one either.
I will just say this: Timothy Chalamet can sing.
I'm not surprised.
It's
He
really good. It's a really good surprise, and it also proves a point that I had, which was Heyday can't miss. Because there's not a lot of Heyday films out there. But when you think of Heyday, you also think of Paddington and Paddington 2, which are really good movies.
I haven't seen
So,
either of them. There's a
dude,
lot of stuff I haven't seen. I'm sorry. Okay.
I will have to. If the next time you're in the UK, I will sit you down and make you watch Paddington and Paddington 2, and then you'll be in flubbers of tears. They might be on Netflix, I will say.
Possibly.
Mm. But yeah, that was my December really, and obviously Christmas has happened,
Yes.
which has gone well.
I got a dice. I got a dice set for Christmas.
I got a Nightmare Before Christmas pocket watch
Hey.
because everyone knows I'm a Nightmare fan.
Yeah.
I got myself a Christmas. This was my self Christmas present for the year
Hey.
because I can get 50% off. So
Hey. Is that it? Is that the year?
that's the year.
Yeah.
So what do we want for next year? Obviously, we're gonna have our hype train next year.
Having a hype train next year. Gonna finish my Destiny talks.
I'm gonna go on my first holiday next year.
Gonna properly do the Mass Effect playthrough.
Okay,
Still,
for the podcast,
oh, we're
we
talking only for the podcast. Sorry,
we'll start with that.
I thought we were talking for the channel.
I mean, yes, for the channel, that's what it is. So reigniting the podcast, because obviously December and November it kind of died out because Christmas is a stressful time of year, and we still have lives outside of this.
Yeah.
I anticipate on more Blue Minds reviews because I took a layback um after 5 nights.
Yeah. I can already think of like a couple, like 2 or 3 Critical Role based episodes Lou and I could record together.
Yeah.
Like obviously another Campaign 3 review. Possibly if we structure it right, we could do an episode on like thoughts and like speculations.
You can probably do, if you've both watched it, Candela Obscura.
That's actually another one. I know we both watched. We've both listened to chapter 1 of the first run of Candela Obscura.
I'd say go via chapters because they've got chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3.
Well, each group of investigators, there's 4 episodes in it. Lou and I, the first group, we've listened to all of it.
Yeah.
All of it
Because they're
was
2 chapters each, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 2 chapters each. We listened to them in the car on the way to Gen Con.
Of course. Yeah. I will continue 5 nights next year
Yes.
because I've got to finish Security Breach. And I'm gonna bring back Disney Dream Black Valley, even though a lot will have changed because I did unlock Jack Skellington. There was the update that happened. There was a rift in time. Yes, I finally got Jack Skellington. It's on my Twitter.
I am debating assuming if Dragon Age 4 comes out late next year, like I think it will, then
Mm,
I'm currently actually in the middle of another playthrough of Dragon Age. My next playthrough at this will probably be the one that goes into Dragon Age 4.
yeah.
I would like to be able to, like, for my playthrough of that, put that on the channel, but I also know me, and I'm gonna want to like end my Inquisition and then immediately be able to hop into Dragon Age 4.
Yeah.
It could take me, like, if I put my mind to it, I could probably get through all of, like, the first 3 games in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I could either do that and then be a frick of a long time before any of the episodes for Dreadwolf or anything like that come out.
Mm,
There's like a few ways I could go about it, none of which I'm 100% thrilled with, so I'm not sure what I want to do with it.
yeah. I want to put more Lorcana content because I did pause that during November because I did get the second chapter, which was Rise of the Floodborn. So I want to go through it vaguely just because like I just basically showed what cards I got, showed everything. I wanted to go through thoroughly what the abilities were like per section just because um there are some really powerful abilities and there's also some really not so powerful abilities. So you might as well, because like some people can read the card and just go, what? And then when you have it explained to you, it might be better. So I'm going to kind of do some sort of things like that and maybe some things on how to play Lorcana as well. Because
I'll
I've literally only lost 4 games out of 12.
I'll probably
I'm not saying I'm a Lorcana expert, by the way.
no. Okay, I'll probably end up in June once Final Shape comes out, probably do like a part 4 on Destiny series. I'll probably
Yeah.
end up doing something like that.
I'm thinking at some point because like we can't do a reaction to episode 3 because that was my episode, and then episode 4 is Lou's episode because they were the favorites episodes. Because we could go in because I want to do a reaction. You know what I want to do a reaction to? Either the
A
10th episode.
reaction to a reaction episode.
No, no. That'll be in 10 years' time. Um, I would say either the first episode we had a guest on, or specifically episode 15.
Which one was 15?
Uh, Me, Lou, Liv, and Yossi.
Ah, the Zombieland one.
Just the zombie episode, because that was the most chaotic episode we've ever had, and
I
it's
remember I wanted to be on the episode, and I was specifically barred from being there.
because there was already 4 of us. Yeah,
We've had more than 4 on the podcast.
you what?
We've had more than 4 people on the podcast before.
We have, yeah, but at the same time, you were still mainly editing, and also you weren't available.
I do not remember this, but sure.
You actually weren't available. Because it was before you got camera confident because you didn't come on properly until like a couple of Critical Role ones
Possibly.
because you were still in your editing phase, and then yeah,
I was still in school at the time.
so we were kind of like
That was what?
just this was in 2021.
What time? 2021.
Let me see. Opening a new tab and hopefully it doesn't play out. So 2 years ago, May.
May. Okay, well, I definitely was still in school. That was about a year before I graduated.
Yeah, so that's probably like within your last little bits of trying to get final deadlines done and everything.
Was that the end of May or the beginning of May?
And
Okay, yeah. So I was probably trying to panic do a project in 48 hours.
yeah, that's why we were just like, we'll do it, it's fine.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we premiered an episode as well, which we haven't done since because it didn't really work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously we'll continue gaming and hopefully reignite some new content as well that we wanted to initially do, but we
Yes.
didn't. So hopefully we can bring this podcast to life a lot more, because like we said we'd do it at the beginning of this year. Then a lot of things got in the way, and we keep on saying we want to do all this stuff. We need to put it to a point where we're actually kicking our own asses to do
You
it.
know, one I know we haven't done it a whole lot. Are you a fan of social deduction games?
I'm not very smart.
I don't know how to respond to this.
That's probably a good thing.
Okay, then never mind then, because I had an idea.
Mm.
Alright. But
But
yeah. Outro, I guess.
yeah, thank you guys so much for watching what we did do this year. Hopefully, as I say, we can work on next year and maybe just like kick our own asses into gear to actually get some episodes out properly, get some more
Yes.
content out there properly, because we keep on saying we want to do this stuff, but we need to kick ourselves in the right direction,
Yeah.
whether we're ill, whether we're personally like in our own little bubble, all sorts. So we need to
We
figure
need-
out what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Put ourselves in that right direction before actually taking that direction.
Get back in the habit of like recording like 2 or 3 episodes in advance. That way, if we
Yes.
have to take a week off, we have an episode to put out still.
Which is what I'm thinking of
Yeah.
us doing when it gets to the new year, because obviously the first week of the new year, I'm not away until the 7th. So
You're not away or not back.
I go away on the 6th and I come back like the 12th.
Okay, so we'll have some time. Okay, we can edit this part out real quick.
Yeah, we'll
Let me
have some time in between and we'll work it out.
Okay.
I mean, I'll still be working, but at the same time, my evenings are always free.
I work the 1st through the 5th every day. So I mean, it is evening, so I'll still have like time in the afternoons or mornings to
Yeah, because you
record.
know I finish at 6. So if I get home for like 7,
Yes.
we have time to make a quick episode. So
Mm-hmm.
even if it's making a single episode before I go on holiday, it's fine.
True.
Anyways, hopefully
Yeah.
everyone has a fantastic new year. Don't get too drunk.
I don't work
Because
New Year's Eve, but I do work New Year's Day. So
I
yeah.
work New Year's Eve, I don't work New Year's Day. Because
Fair.
technically I'm closed on New Year's Day, actually. Ooh.
Nice.
Yee. Anyway, I have been Yasmin.
Wade.
Lou, we miss you.
We miss you, Bluey. Stop
We will
being
get we will
ill.
get Lou back. We will
We
get
will
Lou
get
back.
him back, yes.
But
Yes, we
until
shall.
then, that has been the year
Yes.
Blue Minds Think Alike. Adios.
Bye.